Now we're going to do some work on our rails, and these are the rails for the machine. When we're done, there'll be a rail on each side of the machine, on the left side and on the right. This is the front of the rail, and this is the rear of the rail, just to give you a little bit of orientation. So the tall side is the front, and this shorter side is the rear. And when we work on the rails, we're going to want to keep them to be a mirrored pair. Like this, so that we have one for the left and one for the right, and we don't end up accidentally cementing parts to the same side of both rails and end up with only two left rails or two right rails. So whenever you're handling the rails, it's a good idea just to keep them book matched like this. The other parts we'll need, you'll need to find these two pairs of large discs in the solid colored parts. You'll notice that one pair of the discs has 4 additional holes, and another pair of discs has no additional holes aside from the screw hole in the middle. What we want for this step are the 2 discs with the 4 holes in them. So we'll keep those, and these discs will return to our parts. Now, there's also 2 pairs of smaller discs around the size of a quarter, U.S. quarter. And you'll notice perhaps that one set of the discs has little triangle cutouts in them just outside of the center hole, and the other pair of discs has no cutouts, just a hole in the center. We want the pair that have the triangle cutout, and the other pair we'll put aside. In my kit, the small discs with the triangles, those are in the clear parts. It's possible in the future that those will move to a solid colored part as we continue to optimize the design for lower manufacturing cost. So depending on when you buy your kit, the smaller disc that you're looking for could be either color. But in my case, they are transparent, but the triangle is the giveaway you're looking for here. I also have 2 12mm machine screws and 2 nuts ready. Now when we look at our rails here, with the fat end or the front edge facing me, it's this hole here that we're going to be working on. So there's a pair of holes nearest me, and the hole we're interested in is the one that's just above those. So before I go any further, I'm going to put one of my 12mm screws through that hole in each rail so that I know exactly where I'm going to be placing things, and also once the screws are in, these can't get flipped over, and I know that I'm going to be able to keep my mirrored pair intact. So it's worth looking at one more time and make sure you have your rails arranged the way I have them here. So what we're going to be doing is just cementing this large disc here to the rail and the smaller disc to the large disc. Now I will say that the orientation of these 4 holes does not matter. The orientation of the triangle cutout also doesn't matter. So we're just going to be cementing this stack together and then tightening a nut to them to clamp them in the way that we have in previous steps. When it comes to cementing the larger of these discs in place, the amount of cement that we use and how much it squeezes out doesn't really matter. We want to be a little more conservative when we cement this small disc to the larger one. So we'll just talk through that as we go. There's no reason not to get started. So just get myself a applicator on. Get cement on this disc here, and I'm going to go all the way around the edge of it, and also in between these round holes. Go with a little bit of excess because it doesn't matter on this part, and I'm going to lower it onto that machine screw, give it a little bit of a turn here, just like that. Now you can see all the cement that's in those holes. That's kind of what we want, is a little more exposed surface area. When it comes to this part, I'm not going to go outside of the halfway point from the center to the edge. But I'll get a pretty good blob in the center there like that. Place this over the screw and also spin that a little bit too to spread that cement around. And then just repeat. Again, when you're dealing with these small or these larger ones, I like to use a little more cement. I like to make sure I go around the edge and get in between every hole. Now place it over that machine screw, give it a little bit of a spin, spread that cement around. Again, with the smaller one, I don't like to go past this halfway point from the center to the edge, just to make absolutely sure I don't squeeze any cement out of this guy onto the, I don't want any squish. And as I said, I'll also give that one a little bit of a turn. And then just put the nuts on. Tighten them up to clamp. Now this one's spinning a little bit on me, so I'm going to just use my pliers to make sure I can get it nice and tight. There. And again, you'll notice that I kept these oriented like this so that when my rails are installed, I'll have a little spindle on the outside of each rail. And along with everything we've been working on so far, these guys just go off somewhere to dry.